Disney has had many cancelled films, shorts, and TV shows, and with such a large name, it's unsurprising. For this video in particular, we're gonna put one piece to rest: the search for Mickey Mouse. It's been featured on numerous top 10 lists in the Lost Media Wiki, but honestly it shouldn't be. The film is not lost. Note that this isn't exactly new information, more so just shedding light on extremely obscure ones that people have seemingly looked over. In the mid-2000s, there were talks of a direct-to-video project that was put in production to be released in 2003. It was supposed to be in celebration of Mickey's 75th birthday. The Search for Mickey Mouse was a film centered around Mickey being quote-unquote mouse-napped. Minnie would hire Basil of Baker Street from the 1986 film The Great Mouse Detective to help find him. They, along with Donald and Goofy, would travel around the world in a Who Framed Roger Rabbit-esque manner and encounter one character from every Disney animated film at that time. Some voice actors had apparently been cast, although I can't find much confirmation on these claims. Mickey was supposedly played by Wayne Allwine, Goofy by Bill Farmer, and Donald by Tony Anselmo. Some scenes were also apparently thought up, involving Alice, Aladdin, and Peter Pan, but outside their voice cast, not much is known. According to the Lost Media Wiki, after 2002, no new information has ever been revealed. Some speculation about a CGI Mickey being used in an upcoming direct-to-DVD project slated for 2014, but this turned out to be Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas in Walt Disney's World attraction. A radio reportedly claimed that it would be released in 2012, but I can't verify this, and it clearly was not true. So what did happen to the film? Well, the truth is, it was announced as cancelled way back in 2002, and to understand why, we're going to be going through the history of the project. The film's idea stemmed from a cut of a Who Framed Roger Rabbit scene, which inspired them to use the idea of using all the Disney characters in one film. As that car sits idling at the traffic light, another roller coaster car comes bombing through. Riding in this car is every animated character that has ever been in any Disney animated film. Roger and Baby Herman stare straight into the camera with looks that say, "Did I see what I just think I saw?" The light turns green and the roller coaster cart continues climbing up the hill. The scene was cut because they could not make it work due to the characters moving by too fast. This was decided after they had already reviewed old model sheets and resources. These scenes have never resurfaced. Skip forward to the development of Fantasia continued, in which an animator proposed the orchestra from Symphony Hour to perform Pomp and Circumstance. He then suggested a bit of a twist, by revealing that in the concert hall would be every character from every single Disney animated film ever. The animators got to work and began mapping out gags and sequences from this stunt. The plan was to show Mickey and his friends performing and then cutting away to a gag with a character in the audience. Each film's character would be seated together to help recognize them. One of them is as follows. A typical gag was Snow White was seated next to the evil queen as Old Crone. These two are snacking as they watch the concert. Snow White offers the crone some of her popcorn. The crone demurs, then offers Snow White a basket of full red apples. Snow White looks bemusedly at the crone as if to say, "You gotta be kidding me." Despite their efforts, this project would also never see the light of day. Though it sounds like a great idea on paper, trying to fit the scene together just could not work. As great as it might have been to see all those classic old Disney characters again, this sequence was just one gag after another. It did not add up to anything or have any emotional weight. It came across as a stunt. They eventually dropped the aspect of using every Disney character entirely and just used Disney princesses, apparently set in some great cathedral in Fantasy Island. Even this variation never came to fruition. A Pomp and Circumstance sequence did ultimately make it into Fantasia 2000, though it was unrelated to this concept. The previous attempts and gags have also never been released. As you may have noticed earlier, each project with the concept of every single Disney character consistently got scrapped or cancelled, due to being nearly impossible to execute. Think about it, the second incarnation was scrapped due to the difficulty with emotional weight. Imagine trying to make a feature-length film. These core issues led to them being unable to finish the script. It was nearly impossible to come up with a semi-plausible storyline that was still emotionally engaging and still have characters show up every 2 or 3 minutes. It was just too gimmicky, and Disney was forced to shelve and replace it with the Three Musketeers, a much more simpler and stable alternative. Thus we learned The Search for Mickey Mouse's fate, unproduced. For those of you wondering the origins of this information, I point to you Jim Hill's Y4, which we will conclude with. So, if the Disney writers can just break the back of all the story problems involved in making movies out of the search for Mickey, as well as the Kingdom Hearts PlayStation 2 game, I'm sure that we'll eventually see movies based on both these properties. If not, these proposed Disney films will eventually be abandoned, taking their place on the shelf next to all the other great story ideas that didn't successfully make the transition to the big screen. Projects like Kingdom of the Sun, Song of the Sea, and Silly Hillbillies from Mars. Is that a joke? Hi, my name is Mars Reviews, and if you're interested in what I do, go check out my channel at Mars Reviews. I do reviews and top 10s on cartoons and occasionally video games. And as always, thank you for watching. Is that a joke? Are you making fun of me, Bernie? This shit exists? Oh, it does exist. I thought you were just fucking with me.